Hello, welcome back to 2019. This is episode 34 of the Retrocade podcast. It's Phil and
Sean.
Great to be back on a brand new year. Our last episode was the holiday special. This isn't really like a New Year episode, though. It's a little late for that.
It's not a New Year, but...
It is a new year, but it's not a...
First episode of 2019.
First episode of 2019, still in January.
And it's not March or February.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad we got
we're real happy.
Snuck one in January, which for us is
that's
fantastic.
yeah, we're making progress here, real progress. So very excited about that.
They say the dog days of summer, but it's kind of the frigid
dog days
of winter.
Yeah, pretty much after New Year's, it's that home stretch, that dog days of winter.
The content,
it's the exact
there's
opposite.
A ton of stuff to talk about, but
yeah,
what's
a ton
actually
of schlock to
right
talk
now,
about.
not much.
Well, it's fuck you. It's January in the movie theaters. You know, I think the only thing maybe worthy of seeing is the movie Glass.
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah, because it's really, I didn't realize it was a trilogy. It's also M. Night Shyamalan with James McAvoy, which you're a big fan of. You
I like him, but
yeah.
The Glass thing just seemed like too much go all over the place.
You think so?
It's got really mixed reviews. Shyamalan, like I said,
Shyamalama Ding Dong.
He has some mixed fucking movies too. So
What a twist!
It's a complete mixed fucking bag.
It's so funny because 18 years ago, so this was the year 2000, he was on, I think it was Time or People magazine, and he was like, the next Spielberg, with a pretentious picture of him.
He's Indian.
Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah,
well,
now
that's the
he's...
year 2000, that's what people said back
Yes,
then.
they were very racist at the turn of the century, Y2K and whatnot. But they were, touting him as the next Spielberg with, he had the Sixth Sense, the Sixth Sense.
Huge. I remember as a kid being
I still haven't fully seen it in its
it.
entirety, but I mean, just through the cultural, zeitgeist.
Have you seen what that kid looks like, Haley Joel Osment?
Oh yeah.
So he was
he's gained some lbs.
He was in, I think, the Entourage movie.
Yeah, he was.
And he just looked fucking terrible.
I've seen him in other things since then. I mean, but he gained weight and just looks like he's bloated, So like most of those, honestly, look at pretty much every childhood actor. They're all like bloated, except for Macaulay Culkin, who's doing all right for himself now.
He did that kind of Christmas commercial.
That commercial for Google was really funny.
Dude, he looked great.
He looked great. Yeah,
he looks clean.
Yeah.
Got his shit together.
Yeah. The Red Letter Media guys had him on, and he was good.
He's lived an interesting life for sure.
For sure. I mean, come on. It's like the Michael Jackson syndrome. Like, how could you be a normal person after living that kind of alternative?
It's funny. His
reality?
brother's a
Rory
actor too.
Rory Culkin, right?
He was in a few different movies.
He's in
shows.
bunches. He was. Guess what? Another Shyamalana Ding Dong movie. He was in.
He was.
Signs.
He was
one of the kid in Signs.
Is that Dakota Fanning or no?
One of those little girls, Dakota Fanning, or the other one.
She was in some crime show, and she's like 20-something now. She's not bad looking.
Yeah, Sean's a big fan of Dakota.
She's nice.
She aged nice. She went from child star to women.
She's in her 20s, but I was like, oh, wow, who is she? And then,
Yeah.
It's not creepy.
Well, she was also in a Spielberg movie. She was the little girl in what's it called, right?
Well, that's what I was getting. She was in
War of the Worlds.
Tom Cruise and
Tom of the Cruise, War of the Worlds. Yeah.
That movie wasn't that fucking good.
No, it wasn't. It was filmed on Staten Island. I think that was the big draw. It was Spielberg, science fiction, and then it was filmed on Staten Island.
War of the Worlds is so famous from the whole radio.
Of course, so we all know where it's going. But yeah, I was not I was just like, oh,
generic alien movie. Yeah, snooze.
Yeah, like snooze. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like there was some
good
scenes,
movies from this director. I gotta look at his name up.
Who? Shyamalan or
no,
Spielberg?
For doing science fiction movies. Let me look it up now.
You better look it up.
It was District 9 and Chappie.
Oh, that's what's his name? Blomkamp, not Blomkamp. Neil Blomkamp. Is it Neil Blomkamp?
Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah. He's done some good stuff.
Is he from Norway?
He also did what's it called though? He did
South African.
Yeah, because that's where District 9 was based.
Yeah, it was in
Yeah, I saw that in theaters. It was good.
I thought District 9 was great. And then
I saw that in theaters. He did Elysium too.
Elysium, with Matt Damon. I saw that in theaters.
Wow, District 9's 10 years ago now. Jesus, time is just killing us.
I think he does a really good kind of dystopian science fiction. But he brings a good grittiness to the science fiction. I'm a fan of his movies.
Well, I didn't see Chappie after people like it kind of sucks. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna waste my time.
It's
similar in style though to the others.
It's South African, like Yank again.
Right. He loves doing them there, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of this kind of weird alien. It's like childish alien robot.
A childish robot, yeah.
The premise isn't as strong, but it's still a pretty cool movie.
Right. But
overall, I'm a fan. I think his grit and his he brings a fresh take on the genre, and in these days, and everything's getting re-fucking made left and right.
Yeah, it's nice to have something that's fresh and original. Yeah, because it's just remake after remake after reboot after remake. Speaking of an original idea, which is based off a book, we'll talk about the Bird Box craze real briefly. What'd you think of Bird Box, Sean?
I refuse to watch it in principle.
Sean refused to watch the movie.
Everyone's, and I just went, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's Sandra Bullock blindfolded for 2 hours.
That is to say, I seen it, and
so give me actually get spoiler away. I'll never watch
spoilers. If you haven't seen this garbage already, you don't have to.
It's really what I'm saying. I want spoilers for a movie I haven't even seen.
There's a lot of issues with the movie. Like, what's the thing?
Number one, it's a Netflix movie, right?
It's not the issue. It's you see, it started with promise. Even though
Sandra Bullock's a good actress.
Plot was contrived and did already. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about it's an original idea. It's really not an original idea. Because we've seen a million zombie movies that have started the same way.
So it's a zombie movie.
No. But we've seen a million zombie movies start the same way. And that's the problem in the movie, is that the rules are very unclear. So with a zombie movie, you kind of know either through exposition or just through like the zombies or whatever, you get the rules. Okay, we could shoot their heads off. Okay, there seems to be a virus making them do this. In this movie, people are almost turning into zombies, or like, almost suicidal. Like if you get the bug, like if you essentially if you just look at
there's a premise of why people are fucked.
But the problem is that there is no premise. You don't know what the rules are. What is it a disease? Is it a virus? Is it aliens? Is it supernatural?
You're leaving out a big part as to what's going on. Why?
You know what? So did the writers and directors. They left that part out too. But no. Well, what's happening is that the movie starts with Sandra Bullock and she's pregnant. Okay. And then they're coming out of the...
Where's the father? Is he just...
It's irrelevant.
Whoring around?
I think he's dead. I don't... It's irrelevant. And but she goes to the hospital with her sister. And then they're leaving the hospital. And then...
There's like pandemonium, or...
This lady starts slamming her head against a glass thing, like, and cracking her skull, like, bleeding. It's like, oh my God, let's get out of here. This is crazy. And then, like, pandemonium on the streets, and everybody's, like, killing themselves and shit.
Where do you get the zombie reference from?
Exactly.
It's kind of
just like Dawn,
generic situation.
Exactly.
And
very much.
Happens.
And exactly. Okay. But the thing is that you usually gain info as the movie goes on as to what the rules are and why. There's some rules, and that's why she's wearing...
It started in India.
Yeah, exactly.
Outbreak.
And what is it? Is it virus? Is it supernatural? Is it alien? Like, there's no answer to that ever. So, but the long story short, you have to not look at like the sky or the other, like the people quote unquote infected. You use the term infected. We don't know what does that mean? Infected. They're people that have succumbed to whatever this is. And so she's
a visionary virus from your you catch it from looking at something.
I'm assuming. Yeah. That's why they can't look at it. So they were blindfolded.
Scientific like flaws.
There's nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just this, and you're totally unbeknownst to you the whole time. Like, it would have been nice to get some information along the way, being like. Well, it started. It's actually supernatural. Actually, Area 51. Like there was nothing like that. Okay, and the movie just lags in the middle.
They throw you into this fucking story.
Yeah, and then, well, long story short, they have to. They're hiding through. They're running through the woods with their fucking blindfolds on. To like somebody gave them information of this is the safe haven. Go here, and they're blindly going through the woods in the safe haven, and they have to, they have to evade, the fucking people that have been infected, and they have to evade shit, and then finally they get to the place, and first it's the middle of the woods, and it's like a sanctuary for the blind, and all the blind people are all goods, and that's it.
It's the whole movie.
Unsubscribe.
So where did the hype come from this? Is this
fucking
Netflix?
Yeah, I really feel like the machine is pumping this kind of shit because 31 million accounts. It's like
because you saw on Facebook like blow up.
Yeah, for that 1 week.
Fucking, like YouTube.
That was a thing for 1 week, and then the people were doing the Bird Box challenge. That's stupid. Some people actually drove like that. That's better than the movie
marketing.
Itself. It's all corporate marketing. Sponsored ads, pumping. 31 million of watch, and then the memes start, and the memes are just fantastic for these corporations because people are sharing them. Ha ha ha! And then let's just actually watch this Bird Box movie. What is this Bird Box challenge? Long story short. underwhelming as fuck. I give it 2.2 stars out of 5, and that, I think, is being generous.
So speaking on Netflix movies, this one I actually kind of enjoyed. However, I died really quickly into it. It was the Bandersnatch.
Oh, you know what? So you didn't like it?
I liked it.
I liked it. I thought that
cool
idea, concept.
I
like that concept.
Like,
you've watched the original
Goosebumps as a kid.
Yes, they're very similar to that.
So it's kind of your choices influence the story.
This I would prefer not to spoil.
No,
for anybody who has not seen it.
No spoilers. So it's essentially takes place in the 80s, which already
right off the bat looks great. You know,
so it's England.
Like I get
it's
that
England in the 80s.
Yes, I get people though are like getting tired of the 80s nostalgia, but it still looked great, and I enjoed that part. So go right ahead. And right off the bat, because you're looking at imagery that's vintage.
So it's vintage 1980s England.
Yes,
and this guy's an early 20s video game designer. And this is kind of the hype of video games. Mm-hmm. So he's designing this video game based off this kind of like famous science fiction novel.
Mm-hmm.
And the really cool part of this story is essentially during the movie, there's choices you make.
Yes.
Do you throw your coffee on the floor or on your computer?
Yes. Do you have Wheaties or Frosted Flakes or whatever it was?
It's like, do you yell at your dad or you just ignore him?
And you have the option with your remote. You choose yes or no or left or right. Meaning the person watching the movie.
So mine, I kind of was like fucking around. So I was doing all like the really bad choices.
Naturally.
And then got to the point where like. It got really fucking dark really quick. People were dying. Main characters dying.
I fucked up. And I ruined the movie for myself.
I did not get anywhere near like the cool endings. My ending. I don't remember how many endings there are.
I watched. Me and Lindsay watched them all. Me and my girlfriend watched.
All my endings were the bleak, shitty endings. Every single one.
Oh yeah.
There's one scene where you're taking drugs and then. Someone jumps off the fucking building.
Yes. Backwards out of the building. Yeah. Well, I watched all of the.
I thought he was the coolest, the blonde-haired guy that smoked a lot of cigarettes with the glass.
The kid who jumps out of the building. They do acid. And he jumps
off
the
other programmer. With the
yeah. He's in some thing. It's so funny because I was in the dollar store the other day and I looked. I was like, they have like a DVD bin in the dollar store, and I was like, I can't imagine knowing any of these shits. And the one movie I pick up, he's in it in the dollar store, and it was nothing I'd ever heard. But I was like, but it was that kid.
Poulter is his name.
The only thing I remember him, he's the son in the movie
with Rob.
Yes, slinging the drugs. Yeah, what movie is that? Meet the Fuckers.
Yeah, he's English actor.
Is he English? The movie with the No Regrets.
That's what it said.
We're the Millers. Yeah, No Regrets.
Maze Runner. Oh, you know what? He was in the movie Detroit. He was a cop.
Oh, okay. He was a cop? The kid's like 21 years old. I guess it makes sense.
He was cool in that movie. I liked his kind of like edgy style. He was just kind of druggy, like
like druggy 80s
like
kid,
druggy,
cigarette
like,
in his mouth. Almost
punk.
like he looked like a 20-year-old Hunter S. Thompson or something.
Yeah, he was like a punk, like 80s punk.
Yeah,
like, but he was cool.
Yeah.
He was the coolest guy in that movie. The main character was kind of like annoying.
Yeah, just kid. Just kind of every man. I think they did that purposely though, just
for two Netflix originals. I thought Bandersnatch was way better than Bird.
Bandersnatch was way better than Bird.
I refused to watch it.
No, Bandersnatch was way better. In fact, I kind of wanted Bandersnatch to go on a little longer. I was actually disappointed that it was just like I was like, oh, I wanted to see more of this, And so we went through all of the options and stuff. So I'm not going to spoil any of them. There's a bunch of hours of options, but we ended up going through all of them. Yeah,
I gotta rewatch it because I did a really limited run and I died immediately.
Oh,
but I also didn't take it seriously. I was like, fuck him.
Like the last
stab him.
20 minutes of the movie, you continue to go through.
Yeah, it's a loop.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but we did all the options through the end loop, and it was good. So overall, I was like that. And now, similarly, the Netflix series. I don't know if you've seen any of it called Maniac. With Jonah Hill and Emma Stone.
It didn't really appeal to me.
Now it's kind of like they're in a pharmaceutical trial, but I wouldn't necessarily. And they in their minds, kind of like a Matrix kind of situation, where they meet each other in all these different scenarios in the world. They're in like the future in one episode, and then one episode they're in the 80s again. But it looks great, and it's just like the Bandersnatch episode. And they go through like drama. In the 80s episode, quite frankly, the 80s episode, they should have did a whole series because that was fantastic. It was very good. And it was like Northeast 80s. So some of the imagery was like, what is this? It looked just like Staten Island or Long Island in the 80s.
So we have a fondness for the 80s because we were alive as babies, but
sure.
that was the era that we were.
That's
the culture that influenced us.
Yes, and also that imagery though was alive and well in the early '90s, so I remember that as a kid. You know.
So me and you, and the reason we kind of became friends early on was we liked the same stuff that was from the 80s. That were
Ghostbusters and shit. Yeah, exactly. In fact, by the time me and you became friends, all that stuff was kind of like relics.
It was
because
like,
when we
go bargain bin hunting to find these
exactly.
toys.
Like it was
There's
like
no,
rarity stuff. Where are you gonna get a Ghostbusters pack in 1995?
I remember the only way to watch the Ghostbusters cartoon at that time was on the USA Network. It was on at like 6 in the morning.
Right. It was like 1 or 2 episodes in the morning.
Channel,
yeah, exactly.
And it's the only time you could watch
Very
any
it was always ultra early in the morning. Yeah, on a Saturday, and you had to usually tape them.
So I would wake up early or like videotape them.
Yeah, I would videotape them. My dad was my dad would videotape them for me. Yeah, he would. So for a while, I still had the VHSs of the old show.
There used to be a way though you could. I forgot how you did it, but you would be able. If you had like a double VCR, which my uncle did or something.
Sure.
You would rent movies at Blockbuster.
Then and record them onto that. Yeah, I that was always like something that I'd heard about and never really seen in anyone's home, but I've seen the system.
I used to do
that. Oh, you had it?
I would. I didn't have it like my uncle.
Yeah, so you could just you could just record other VHSs.
Go to Blockbuster and rent tons of fucking
and then just copy them.
And then so I had like a good
collection of shit.
Pirated
collection.
80s
just wait till the fucking pirate the lawyers come and get you, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who runs those companies. You don't know those hands those fucking properties I went over now.
Yeah,
like Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters.
Who owns them? Well, Disney owns them all.
No,
Universal owns them all.
Ninja Turtles owned by Nickelodeon now.
Who owns Nickelodeon then? Universal.
Is it a subsidiary of Universal?
All I remember
might be its own entity.
I don't know. Are they that big enough to be their own entity? You'd think at this point they would have been gobbled up by a bigger corporation.
They had some big franchise like SpongeBob and shit.
Let me see. I could almost assume
American
that they're Universal.
Television Network.
Viacom, of course.
So they're under someone's umbrella.
They're under someone's. I hate the way that the world is. It's just like 3 companies and that's it. It's like Viacom, Universal, Disney, and that's it in the entertainment industry.
Well, launched 1977.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I'm surprised it hasn't been around earlier than that because the term Nickelodeon was used like 100 years ago for like
As a kid,
cartoon
it was
shorts.
The premier kid
you know what? I with everyone else that I knew in my age range was always a bigger fan of it than I was. I was always I watched Rugrats because other kids recommended watching it. Like I watched what was the kids Mad TV?
All that.
Like I watched all that because other kids were like, "Oh, it's the best." You know, I would always sneak a peek
for 7-year-olds.
Yeah, what's her name? I watched it when what's her name was on. She went crazy.
The fat girl? Oh no, Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes and the fat girl. Yeah. Like they were. I don't remember the fat girl's name. Where did she go? She was such a comedian, little girl comedian. What happened to her?
She was fat and she faded away.
Let's see what she is today. I'll bet you she still works.
Nah, no way.
No, she's right here. Lori Beth Denberg.
I'm surprised she doesn't really voice acting.
Oh my God, she's 42 years old. How is that possible?
Well, look at Amanda Bynes, man. She's not working ever again.
Well, she's got her own.
The thing is, Amanda Bynes.
But Amanda Bynes is roughly our age, though. Amanda Bynes is 32. Lori Beth Denberg is 42. So if this show was on in 98, what was she in her 20s? She always seemed like a little kid.
No, it was earlier than 98, dude. It was probably 96, 97.
But even that, she was in her 20s.
She was probably 20 years old.
I bet it felt like it was all kids going on that show. Like a kid that what's his name was
Brian
on that show?
Hearn.
Brian Hearn.
I remember he's like, "Yo, I'm going to Hollywood." I'm like, "You're a liar."
Yeah. I remember what happened.
Never saw him again.
It was so funny. Summer of 2000.
Oh, Keanu Reeves and Hardball.
He was like, "Yeah, you'll see. I'm in a movie with Keanu Reeves." Like, "Yeah, right." We're laughing at him, and then boom, the movie Hardball comes out, and he was in a movie with Keanu Reeves.
He's like, "You guys are fucking assholes."
And then I guess did he leave the school after that? I guess I left the school after.
He was
that.
in all that.
Yeah.
And then
he's a rapper in Hollywood now.
No way.
Look him up.
He's performing as we speak.
I know he lives in L.A.
Well, maybe we could do a.
Let me see.
We get a celebrity on the show.
I think his name's Brian T. Hearn.
He can curse us out.
Yeah, you can curse us out on our.
You guys are fucking shit.
You could look him up. Brian Hearn. Yeah, Brian Hearn, 30 years old, Staten Island, New York. He was in the movie Pootie Tang too.
What is kid eating ice cream in the bodega?
Probably. I don't know. It says right here, he's on all that. As of 2012, Brian is now a rapper who goes under the name Commodity and is part of a rap group called the Crown Holders. We should have him on the cast. Get him on, Sean. Fly him out here.
Reach out to him.
Reach out and fly him on out here. Or maybe we'll have him phone in.
Hey, bud, remember we fought?
Remember when we used to fight? What was his best friend? James Ignello was his best friend. Yeah, they were like buds. I wonder if they interacted all.
Never.
Probably not, right? Do that 20 years later.
Dude, who was Brian Hearn dating? Like, this is relevant. Fuck.
His net worth is $60 million. No. That would be that would be a total.
That'd be Bandersnatch. I'll jump over the building.
Sean jumps over the building,
roof.
splatters. That's good stuff. But yeah, he was the main kid in the movie Hardball. If anybody had watched the Keanu Reeves movie, I love it when you call me Big Pop. I'm surprised they were able to get the rights to that Biggie Smalls song.
Speaking of Staten Island, there's a stupid MTV show hitting the fucking airwaves.
It's hitting the airwaves, and along with the show itself, there's also a what's it called? A thing to get it off the air. A protest.
Petition.
Petition. Yeah,
the petition's the word for you, huh?
Petition's the word. What I felt like that was a Larry David incident right there.
Listen, outside.
It's a word. You protest it. Petition.
This is my issue, right? I haven't seen an episode. I didn't want to see an episode, but this is my issue.
No, I haven't watched an episode yet.
So it's based off Sammy the Bull's granddaughter.
Yeah.
He's a rat fink piece of shit.
That's right.
So his
got
daughter's a piece of shit.
Sure, but they've got brand recognition,
his
Sean.
His granddaughter is a piece of shit. So it's like,
they're gonna come and get you, Sean.
Generations of rat
It's gonna be on the Staten Island Advance.
Put it on the Advance. Rat baby.
Put it on there.
Podcast. Blast rat babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rats. No one cares about them. All right.
I gotta be honest. That's not my issue because like all the mafia
don't glorify
shit.
your mob hype when you're like pointing fingers at court and throwing people in jail.
Sure, but I think the reality, the reality of what they're gonna say is that don't vilify me for what my grandfather did. But at the same time, it's like, well, you're benefiting from it.
Yeah, I'm from the mafia family. No, you're from the
rat family.
You're
and
fink.
The irony of it is that they never she didn't grow up in Staten Island. She grew up in Arizona. So she's not even really from here originally.
It's transplant, even fucking worse.
I know. So you're not really like a New Yorker or a Staten Islander. So, but brand recognition. Everybody in America.
Like working at Abercrombie in a Phoenix Mall, and it's like,
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, you want to make some money, reality TV
Karen,
style?
The mother was on Mob Wives, so now she's trying to bank her daughter.
Pig Wives, you see that mother?
Yeah, I have. So
too much gabagool, huh?
Too much gabagool. They put on the gabagool. So no, I haven't watched the show, but I watched the trailer, and it's funny, embarrassed. But that's it. MTV knows that people love to watch these pathetic train wrecks, and that people will watch it. I personally think the show will get canceled. It won't go on like Jersey Shore did. It doesn't have that same like pizzazz or whatever. And also, it's like the American fawning after like the New York like Ginzo lifestyle is kind of like dead now. Like that's like a thing. Remember,
it had a hype.
It had its hype. It's now done. It's over. Kind of like it had its time. It's 15 minutes. That like subculture, like that subculture, in my opinion, is like dated.
It's also people like to. It was something new to the masses.
It was new to the masses. To us, it wasn't new because it was something we saw every day living in New York City and Staten Island. But to the masses, it was like, oh my God, what is this weird subculture? Like they didn't see this.
Real, but now
exactly.
They
didn't see that in Wisconsin, but now the Jersey Shore now is 10 years old. That show, remember, came out in 2009.
They're like, oh yeah, these
That's a dated kind of subculture.
These New York Goombas,
exactly.
If you
They've
will.
seen it, like like the show. What was it called? What was the business show in Staten Island? There was like this is Jimmy. He's the heart of the operation. And this was Sonny, my best worker. Like, it was just on one of those. It was. I
think that show lasted like 3
episodes. It lasted like 3 episodes. My point being is that it doesn't. The appeal is.
People are desensitized.
They're desensitized to it. It's not unique anymore, and the masses are done with it. So I think probably.
I think reality as a whole is kind of a big show.
Yeah, well, good. I mean, it's dated
drivel,
now. It's always been drivel, and it's always been faux reality. It's not real, and I think people are just.
I mean, I'm not going to mention any names, but
especially with the rise of YouTube.
Someone I grew up with. I'm not going to mention any names.
Sure.
She did a reality television route, and she still has some relevance, I guess, in it. And it's like, really, this is kind of what your focus is on. But you know what?
I know who you're talking about.
To each his own. But yeah, I don't blast people publicly. But Reality's kind of reached its plateau. I think there's gotta be a new genre, fresh.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what the new
entertainment.
I'll tell you what the new genre is. It's really fucking YouTube. It's like these shows don't do as good anymore because you have so much other media.
These kids,
YouTube,
the new generation are glued onto it.
Oh yeah, man.
Like
I am though.
My
my
cousin has a baby and he's like,
the babies just watch. You keep the iPad in front of them. Whatever little shows, yeah.
Like
my
hour.
Cousin's little daughter as well. She keeps her
quiet. TV and watch a 20-minute show. No way.
No.
They watch clip after clip after clip after clip
ching,
after
ching,
clip.
Ching. Yeah, they have like short attention span that way.
Dude,
but the clips never end.
I watch strictly music, like in the background if I'm doing something.
Well, I have a lot of podcasts on the background like this. I have a lot of even videos.
I listen to.
But like I'll put them on through
use
YouTube.
The Google app for podcasts.
Sure, but I'm not just doing podcasts though. I have like. If I listen to some, I'll have Joe Rogan or like a few other videos that do blogs or like vlogs or whatever, and I'll have them on like at the side. I'm not like completely like glued to it, but like as I'm working, they'll be on at the side, and I'm listening, and also like something happens, I'll look. But I have that shit on all day.
It's very convenient for music.
Of course, that too.
But that's majority of my YouTube use is music, and then occasionally I'll look up something that I want to look up, but 90% of my YouTube use is music. Kids these days, it's all they're glued to it.
Oh yeah, but but my point is that there's so much media out there. Like in 2009, it was not like YouTube existed, but that was not the case. Like people weren't like YouTube was like a site.
YouTube came out like end of high school, like 2000, mid high school.
Well, YouTube was summer 2005. It started, and I didn't start using it till 06. And I remember my first time. I was at my friend Matt Nally's house. And my friend Jeremy, who's been on the podcast once under a different name, he had
the dark days of the decades.
he had his laptop open and he was listening to. He had music videos up, and I was like, "Oh, look at this! This is interesting. What is this? A website to stream music videos?" And I was like, "Wait a minute! This is a website to stream everything." And I was like, "This is fucking huge," And that was it. And that was YouTube, like the beginning. And now imagine a world without YouTube, but like that was a thing, Imagine your life without YouTube, and that's what it was. So when it came out,
it's like, what? With some friends recently in the last couple months, and like, you remember the first celebrities of YouTube? There was some like famous.
I remember the first viral videos in 07.
Black guy in the woods. I forgot.
I remember Chocolate. Like the summer of 07 was when all the viral videos started. Chocolate Rain, kid, remember Chocolate Rain? Burr, burr. I'm sure you've seen. Yes, you've seen the video a million times. There was the kid, Leave Britney Alone, Chris Crocker.
Yes, I remember that. Leave Britney Alone.
Right. Okay. Exactly. That kid's still around on Twitter. There's also like the Star Wars kid or Charlie Bit My Finger and the Traumatic Chipmunk. Like those were the viral moments of 07.
We were there, and it's like, I still use it for music videos.
I use it for everything still. I mean,
but now
it is my primary source of media, though. At this point,
the generation are so glued to it.
Absolutely, but it is the primary source of media. Because think about back in the day, you had just network channels, and whatever they shot out, you had to watch. Nowadays, it's so subculture, like any kind of subtopic. Like in other words, whatever, like if you have to watch TV, it's whatever they're putting out, and whatever fits you best. Nowadays with YouTube, you can get if you
more options Friday night.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Whatever ABC
there's
or
like
Pump
PBS,
that, right?
Like kind of nerdier shows. You watch Arthur, but you don't tell anyone. You watch
I never watched that shit anyway.
You never watched Arthur?
I mean, I did a couple episodes, but not.
Watched
I liked what's her name more, the school bus, the Magic School Bus.
See, I liked Arthur, but I don't know why.
Okay.
The school bus is too sciencey.
I liked it because it was like fucking, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids-esque shit.
Channel 11, and then you had Channel 5.
Well, Channel 11 was great because, you
did.
That's my point, though. There were not many options.
There was the educational Channel 13.
Yes.
And then you had Channel 11 and Channel 5.
Right. Channel 11 now, WPIX, I watched so many of my first movies with, like all those, because they had movie, the New York's movie station, it was touted. So they had, all sorts of 80s movies.
WB11.
And then it became, WPIX became
WB11.
WB11. Well, that happened in the mid-90s. Yeah, exactly. And then WBX changed, and it became...
I remember they were like
now it's Pix 11 or
like
the CW.
Really fucking shitty, and then they bought the Mets, and they would have like Sunday Met games.
They had Sunday Met games on there, exactly.
And
yeah,
Yankee games were like they were Channel 9 a bit, but then the Yes Network came and they just
exactly. Well, that was different. Yeah, that was a little later on though. That was like the 2000s, but Yeah, so long story short, it was like you just kind of had to eat whatever they gave you. Nowadays, if you have an interest in like the most specific thing, you can just watch that channel, like whoever does it. It's like, oh, I watch, Jimmy's Orange Frogs, and he just does videos.
50 years from now, there's not even going to be TV. It's going to be like...
Yeah, I mean, even now, it's like dead. Like, they got balls charging as much as they do for, cable. It's insane.
Everything's so... niched in.
That's my point. It's so niched. So like
HBO, you want to watch HBO? All right, pay for it.
Exactly.
Not so you don't watch sports. Pay for it.
A lot of it's for pay.
And that's gonna be like, who the fuck wants to watch Bravo? This
right.
shit.
All this extra shit that
And dude, those 300 channels are like.
Yeah,
98 of them. You don't
it's
watch.
true. It's true. There's really like, especially like if you're like, I don't need like, what's the one. The woman's channel, Lifetime. Like I don't need Lifetime.
Women's Entertainment.
Yeah, like the only
Black Entertainment Television.
There was one show on that channel though. It was Unsolved Mysteries. They Lifetime would have Unsolved Mysteries.
I like when they had the old guy.
Robert Stack was the only one. They're rebooting it. They're making another one. But I said he's been dead for 20 years. But like he died in like 99 or 2000. But he was the
trench coat
very spooky alleyway, foggy. Yeah. Hello, I'm Robert Stack.
And then he would miss him.
Yeah, and then the aliens raped him. He died in 2003. But
Dude, he started and then terrified watching
but that's why that show was great.
6 years old.
They put it on Amazon Prime. I watched the whole thing.
There was like aliens and shit.
Oh, well, those are the episodes that I love. I rewatched.
Fucking scared.
Oh, it was great though. I in fact, when they put them all on, they put them on in 2017. They were putting on season.
But I don't have Prime. I gotta.
Oh, it's well. I mean, when I found out they were on Prime, I was like, what? And I had Prime already. I was like, oh, good. And they were putting them out throughout 2017, month by month, like each season.
Get your account on the low here.
Yeah. But so I rewatched all the Alien and Ghost episodes. Oh, and
those are the best.
Great, yeah. I mean, like they're like some of the Ghost ones are.
Are they kind of cheesy now that they aged?
Some of them are still totally creepy. As an adult, they're still totally creepy.
I remember the Chupacabra because they put vividly because he had red eyes.
Yes,
and it was like a road. And it's like you don't see the alien in detail. You see
but that's all you need to know because that was the beauty of it. They didn't show you so much. They showed you just enough.
They kind of live by the shadows.
Yeah, which was great. Which was more creepy.
It made it more mysterious.
That's the Jaws. Like when they're making a Jaws, they didn't show you the shark till the end of the movie. Same thing. Don't show them too much, and it actually scares you more.
It's what you don't see. Yeah, red eyes, and you'd be like, "Fuck."
Yeah, exactly.
I think you'd be like looking out the window, like
right. It's like you're watching it at night, and then all the of course, their fucking scary ass music. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That and the X-Files are the creepiest thing ever created.
Definitely. Both made in the 90s or late 80s.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So, but I think the most creepy alien one was the Allagash abduction. They had this fucking...
Allagash, Maine?
Yeah, exactly.
The brewery.
Exactly. So these guys went...
It was in Maine.
Yeah, it was the Allagash abduction. It happened in the Allagash woods. So what happened was that these guys... It was in the 70s.
Maine in the 70s had to be fucking empty.
It was a fucking. They went camping.
Maine's still empty now, or even back then.
They went camping by a lake, and then there was this fucking light in the sky. They were like, "What the hell is that?" And then and then it disappeared or whatever.
Every kind of alien story, people are in remote woods.
I know, right?
There's like, fuck.
Or like in a remote like a remote back way path. Yeah, that was no, it's true. It's true. They're not like the Lower East Side. I got abducted by aliens. The Lower East Side.
Aliens ain't going to Bensonhurst.
No, that's true. They know better.
Hungarian, Korean.
Oh, fuck a whack 'em.
Yeah. Get out of here now.
But yeah, so that the Allagash abduction. These 4 guys went camping, and then they in the middle of the night they go what's it called? Not in the middle of the night, but in the evening, they go, what's it called? They're in the middle of the lake in their boat. And then the light shows up again. He's like, that's the light. And what they do is they flash their flashlight at it, and then it comes at them. And then the next thing they know...
Are they in a canoe, conveniently?
Yeah, they're in their canoe.
Always in a canoe.
They're in a canoe. They're like, and it's coming right for us, so they're canoeing towards the shore.
Are canoes easier for abduction?
I guess so.
Every alien abduction in the woods, they're in a canoe.
So long story short, they all wake up, they all... come to like on the shore, mad tired.
Why is I like
my asshole really hurts. And then so they're all tired and like time was lost or whatever. Then he stopped talking about it. One of them, a few years later, starts having nightmares. They all go under hypnosis, and they all have the same story that they were abducted by aliens. And they had the same face.
Is there different hypnotists or the same hypnotist? Because it'd be a little more cooler if it was different.
I think it was probably the same hypnotist. I don't know. They recorded they recorded them under hypnosis, and they all gave the same story in different rooms. They were like, and then I seen Jim. It looks like he's in pain.
So, have you ever seen a UFO that you believe was a UFO in your life?
Well, you know what I was watching last night? They have now drone. So I was fooling with my drone. I also was up at Lake George over the last weekend.
I was there a couple years ago.
Yeah,
it's
good
a
in the winter.
Little
It was
town.
freezing. I mean, it was 2 feet of snow, but it was awesome because we did snowboarding.
I went there in the summer. I like the downtown vibe.
Oh yeah, we there was an awesome coffee
nice
shop,
restaurants,
cafe.
little town.
Yeah, it was a cool little town, and I had the drone over the town. It looked like Main Street USA, with the snow. It looked like Christmas Story town.
Far north,
yeah.
You might as well go to Montreal. You're only
we
2
were
more hours
very close. Well, the thing was that my girlfriend's family has a little cabin, so we stayed at the cabin, which was clutch. So
no Montreal connection, bro.
Well, I mean, again, that would have been another 2 hours out. But so we went up there and I had the drone. But then
I love cabin chilling though. You get a nice little small group.
Oh yeah, that we did.
You've been in my Greenport cabin. I have one.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of similar size as that. This is there's a big living room, a railroad kitchen, and then the bedroom, but a big bedroom with a king, and then and there's a couch in the bedroom where you could probably set up another bed, so you could fit sleep 6 pretty comfortably in there. 4, we had 4, and it was no issue. But so
what's the best meal you had out there?
The best meal we had, we ate it. I tell you, we had a really good breakfast at one place. I had a really good breakfast burrito and really good.
I mean, breakfast burrito, the best breakfast burrito I ever had was in Reno because you gotta have that northwest.
Sure, the Southwest influence.
Tremendous.
I had one in Hawaii.
New York, I'm going basic eggs and bacon.
No, but this was an upper, like a hipster cafe that had an awesome menu, and it was oh, they know what they're doing, and the breakfast was awesome actually. So but long story short, I was looking at my drone footage last night with my other friend, and he was like, "Yo, check out these videos that drones now are recording these things called fast movers, drone recording, fast." Catchers or something. I forget the fucking name of them. But there's these little things. There's these little these little white.
They zip around.
And you catch it in the drone footage. And one of them recorded a fantastic one in 4K.
What was the location?
Oh fuck, I don't remember. It was on YouTube though. You could definitely look it up. I gotta get the name of what they're called. These fast, drone.
I saw a UFO once.
Recording.
A real. Someone I saw the sky. Couldn't explain.
Yeah.
And is it the quintessential UFO? Is it the from the flight how it flies? It zips, it zigzags.
Yeah.
It doesn't fly straight.
Well, there was this.
It kind of goes like a Z. Up, down, left, right, up, down, kind of horizontal.
In fact, he sent me the video actually on my fucking.
And it creeped me out. I'm not gonna lie.
The
thing is, you don't tell people that. They're like, "Oh yeah, you saw a UFO, or you
psycho.
fucking high loser."
I know. I'm thinking about that right now.
So you keep that to yourself. But I've podcast listeners, they're more open-minded and they want to hear the truth.
Sure, absolutely.
So I did see one.
They're very open-minded. They're all fucking show them.
This was in Windsor, Ontario, which is also a place you'd see some weird shit.
So let me show you this one. I forget what their name. There's a name for these little incidents. These little
the name right. We're talking
fast
UFOs.
walkers. They're called fast walkers. Essentially, they're the space shuttles catch them a lot. Yes.
I listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts. So they haven't come up too much.
So that the space station catches them in their videos a lot. There's these things that just blast by the the videos. But there was one that caught one in 4K, and it was insane. You got to check this video, Sean. All right. So this one is pretty crazy. All right, it was in Utah. Check this out, Sean. Check this out.
Utah has a very...
Check this out, 4K.
Utah has a big history of paranormal shit.
It does.
There's a Skinwalker Ranch. Wow.
Do you see that video? Isn't that insane that they caught that?
I can't even imagine the speed that's going.
They were estimating anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles an hour.
It doesn't even look that big either.
Well, that's the point. It is small. So what the hell is moving at that? And also they got it in 4K, so they got it curving. You see it curving around?
Footage is crystal.
Crystal clear 4K
but
footage.
It's flying on an angle.
It curves. You see, it curves like the Millennium Falcon.
Dude, that's really fucking.
But it's
cool.
small, so it's like, is that a fucking like a? Is it now? The question
Utah
being,
has a lot of creepy,
that is
weird
now.
shit.
There's only two answers that I could think. That's either
Is it a person? Like,
what, flying?
But it looks like almost like a flying entity because it's
I know.
not big enough to be a fucking ship.
Well, then it's either a lightning fast U.S. drone, like a government drone, or a fucking unknown
Dude, it
flying
almost
object.
to me, it looks like it's a physical being.
I'll put this video up on the Retrograde podcast.
Dude, to me, it looks like almost like it could be an entity of some kind.
I know, yeah.
It's not a
so they
ship.
scale it up. This is enhanced detail now.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. But dude, I'm telling you,
See that curve? And then they slow it down. They scale it up and slow it down. I'll put the video on the Retrograde podcast page so everybody can watch it. But it is crazy.
So Utah, their biggest famous paranormal.
Look at this! Look at the way that curved like that.
The biggest paranormal.
It looks like the Falcon.
It's a white blob.
It's a white
but
blob.
The way,
Sean thinks it's a person flying.
when
Was
you
it Superman,
see
Sean?
When you see it live, it looks a little more. You can't when
Fluid or
when you go into close up.
That's
Dude,
nuts.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. So whatever that is, but
So the famous Utah kind of, lore, if you will, paranormal is the Skinwalker Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't know what Skinwalker is, it's Native American. It stems from Native American culture where they're essentially like evil shaman type wizards from Native American history, folklore, and they're shapeshifters.
Right.
So they're essentially they usually shapeshift into animals.
Yes, I've heard. You know what? I'm pretty sure there's an Unsolved
Bears.
Mysteries on this too, or a buffalo, right?
And to become a skinwalker,
Mm-hmm.
it's all like black magic from Native American shit.
Yes,
Indian lore. To become one, you have to like kill your family members, and it's super dark magic, dark rhetoric.
Sure.
But there's this ranch on Utah where all this crazy fucking shit was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's gigantic wolf, and they're shooting at it with shotguns.
Sure.
Okay, the wolf doesn't die. Close range shotguns. The meat that comes off is like rotted meat.
Crazy.
And all these stories are all from Utah.
Right.
Utah, they said that's where the skinwalkers came from, was Utah.
Right.
And then the
Very
Mormons who lived there
supernatural.
because like it was barren land. Like
Yes.
everyone's like, I don't want to live there.
Yeah,
The place
like
is
Indian
cursed.
burial ground or
And the Mormons like, well, we're getting killed everywhere else, so let's set up
might
shop.
as well set up here and.
And I'll tell you, I've been to Utah. It's a strange place. It's physically
I've almost
beautiful.
I've been right on the edge at the top of Arizona, where the slot canyons are, like the Antelope Canyon, like right on the edge, like 10 minutes away from, and top of Arizona is gorgeous, and obviously Utah's got some beautiful land. I mean,
skiing and all
yeah,
that stuff.
cold and warm. You have Bryce National Park,
I was only in Salt Lake.
Zion National Park,
But there was a national park right
Arches.
outside, and they apparently have a bunch of.
No, I gotta hit you.
They're not wildebeest, they're,
what, buffalo or
Yeah, they import like antelope or something.
antelope?
They have some very distinct animal where they're only located there. And
Interesting.
it's one of those things where they were killed like they were killed 200 years ago,
Right.
but they like
Now they're
re-implemented
back.
them.
Yeah.
They did that with the wolves too in Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're thriving, which is awesome.
Beautiful.
So a big topic to get kind of back on the point here, besides talking about Utah biology, is Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
So we're big Ghostbusters fans, as
Fantastic.
our friends and listeners.
Oh,
know.
tremendous. Of the first two movies.
Correct.
Listen, I'm not like a hater of the fucking reboot, the 2016 movie.
I am.
Yeah, I know
I
you
want
are.
to point my fingers in shame. Pitchfork.
Pitchfork in hand.
Torch in the other hand.
Burn him! Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Let's
that.
get 'em!
I just think it's forgettable and useless, and that's why.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. Forgettable.
Very
Underwhelming. That's it. That's all you have to say about it. But that being said, we've got news that they're doing a true sequel, which is really what they should have did. Just listen to what the fans want. Don't do your own thing because you're going to discuss these man babies. I'm sorry, but they are the big fans. You could say what you want, they're man children, but those are the ones that are buying tickets, So and they're the forefront of your
Who's buying your
fandom.
merch?
Yeah, like who's buying? Like do you see any merch of the 2016 Ghostbusters. You know,
went to a flying garbage pan. Okay, listen, Leslie Jones. I love this. Right?
Yeah, she's
using the whole 2019 climate to
blame. Yeah.
Shame. You're doing that because you don't have a fucking job because you suck.
But she's on SNL.
Barely. She's holding on, okay?
Holding up barely. No, she was the best one in that movie, though, really, out of the other ones. The other ones were lousy. But that being said, we've already talked about that.
No,
and so has everyone else.
Beat a dead horse.
No, we don't need to, yeah.
They weren't.
We could forget it. We could finally forget about it.
They were going to do a sequel to the Ghostbusters 2016 shit movie.
No, they don't.
I would be.
No, there's no. They're not going to. They're not going to.
Abortion.
The studios don't. The studios know. They tried to pump that up. Oh, it did so well. Look at Rotten Tomatoes. Like, no, we know.
It might have broke even at the end of the day.
Maybe. No, probably not, because China didn't allow their people to see it because they said it was witchcraft. So without China, you don't get those numbers.
Ghostbusters 3, they're like, oh. Ghostbusters 3, Dan Aykroyd.
I like Dan Aykroyd. We love Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, no, fat
Blues Brothers.
Megan McCarthy.
Why do our voices sound Japanese?
The Viceroy. The
I know, right? I know. The Trade Federation. I know. What were they thinking? I know. When you're doing that voice, I instantly think that the Nemoidians. What? The Jedi Knights, I believe.
Dark Sidious, we will have the blockade.
You better, you piece of shit. Oh, do you think she suspect an attack? I don't know. All right, so but with Box Office Mojo says Ghostbusters 16, but not that we. So long story short, they're doing a direct sequel to the
Ghostbusters
to Ghostbusters 2
1991
in 1989, the same year as Batman the original.
I did eat gum from Ghostbusters 2-pack.
You did. We have that on the Retro Kid YouTube page, which you should watch.
It was as disgusting as it thinks.
It was fantastic, though. It was fantastic fodder.
Hey, if anyone wants to send gum,
old vintage gum,
I will eat it.
Send it to Sean's P.O. box.
I will eat it. We'll put a.
Wow, the movie did $229 worldwide.
What was the cost? The
cost is $144, but that's only production. That does not include marketing, which has got to be $100 million itself. So that movie, like you said, at best.
It wasn't overwhelming. I understand the commercial.
No. You got to understand, man. This is international that they're marketing that movie. Yeah, the way we went to Wayback Burgers and we had like the ghost burger with the milkshake with slime, which was just like key lime sauce. But that meal was good though for like a fast food joint, kind of like a Five Guys Wayback Burgers or something like that.
Yeah, it was more like a very obscure chain.
It's an obscure, like, I wouldn't call it upscale, but what are they? Fast casual, they call that now? Like a Five Guys or a Standard Burger, that level, upscale casual, or casual, fast casual.
I'm looking at Wayback Burgers.
Same level as like,
it's a mixture of like, oh wow, there's a
bunch of them. It's
there's
not
a chain.
No, it's a chain. I know. Yeah, you don't have them really in New York City.
So New Jersey.
Jersey's a bunch.
Locations. New York, there's 5 locations.
Oh, but not in the state though. Not.
Well, West Hampton look like Long Island.
Yeah, Not New York City.
It used to be in Long Island and New Jersey. Oh, there's one in Secaucus. Is that the one we went to? It has to be. That's the closest to here. Little Ferry. That's Secaucus.
Okay. Bag job down in Sequoia. Is that the one we went to?
It had to be because that's the only one that's reasonably close to here.
Sure. Yeah. We obviously went to the closest.
Yeah,
one.
I'm surprised. I didn't know it was that big of a chain.
Yeah, it's just not around here.
There was like 133 locations.
133 nationally. Yeah.
I thought it was like 20.
No, I knew it was a little bigger, just not around here.
You know what? It was, to me, it was like a Five Guys Johnny Rockets hybrid.
Yes, yeah, like that's that fast casual. Yeah, kind of had a Johnny Rockets feel, Five Guys style where it's fast food, but you're waiting a little bit for it.
Like good milkshakes.
But yes, the premium stuff. Not like you're not getting slapped a McDonald's burger on your plate. You're getting like a premium grilled burger, and like a nicely made milkshake. Like for 20, whatever, you got to pay $15-$20, whatever the hell it was, for a full meal. So you're paying a little more. I think it's fast casual is what they call it now.
Wow, so they made I'm looking it up here. They made a food cart in Manhattan to fight the rents. They couldn't afford a storefront.
Let me see this.
They made a food cart in Manhattan.
They did a Wayback Burgers food cart. In Manhattan. I don't blame them for trying to, because I mean,
carts are hit or miss. I know people that failed miserably.
Sure.
But like I met,
to get the permits alone is very. So expensive.
I had a friend actually that was boys with Gorilla Barbecue.
Oh, okay.
So I hung out with these guys once. They're like the kings of the fucking food cart. They do like Korean barbecue for a food court.
Okay.
Cart. And you've heard of Gorilla. There's one right in the St. Mark's over there.
Yeah.
Bright orange.
I know. To explain it quickly to the fans.
So it's Korean barbecue, casual.
Yes.
So they're not doing the whole display cooking.
No. It's you walk up, you order your fucking.
You get bip-bops and kimchi stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Listen, I'm a fan of Korean food. I like it a lot.
Oh yeah.
I like it more than Chinese food. Chinese food is just grease.
Well, are you saying Wohop is just grease?
Absolutely.
Let's go to Wohop.
Wohop is the equivalent of White Castle for Chinese food,
for sure.
but it has the experience.
If anybody who's did nightlife in Manhattan, you've probably, if you haven't done Wohop yet, and you've done New York Manhattan nightlife, you don't know what you're missing. But there's obviously much better food. Yeah.
It's quintessential 2, 3 a.m. eating. Yeah,
I would
drunk.
I would never eat there before midnight.
You go in this basement.
Maybe 11 p.m., but I would never go there before then.
The day. Well, it's like White Castle. You can't eat White Castle.
Not anymore. Not really. Yeah.
I can't eat White Castle. Period.
I
like it.
It's so funny because I've had White Castle twice in like the last 2 months because our friend Rico enjoys it.
I'm hungry.
I'm starving. Let's get White Castle. I'm like, Rico, you always want White Castle. And the last time he got a share meal just for himself, 20 burgers.
Roger Mikey.
20, yeah, similarly.
Our most famous guest on the show.
Yes, 2-time guest Mikey, who's passed away.
Rest
yeah.
in peace.
And a similar situation.
I'm gonna get a crave case for the
Mikey,
road.
you're gonna eat 30 cheeseburgers? Oh,
no, they're for the kids.
It's for the kids. It's like,
what kids are up at 3 a.m.
3, 4, 5 a.m. Yeah, no, it's
the best part of the movie actually wasn't lying, and I'm sleeping. Eat these burgers.
Eat the burgers.
My tummy hurts. Shut up.
Shut up and eat them. Paid good money for these white greasel burgers.
Uncle Mikey pays for them. You eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Uncle Mikey didn't fucking eat them himself.
Yeah, ridiculous. But okay, so long story short, Ivan Reitman's son, Jason Reitman, who's in Ghostbusters 2, is going to be directing. It's going to be a direct sequel.
Who's Ivan Reitman?
Ivan Reitman is the original director of Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Okay. He's also, he's collaborated with Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd on other things.
Big question. Is Winston, Venkman, and Ray Stantz going to make an appearance?
I mean, perhaps. I don't know. What the problem was, everything about that when they first announced it and that trailer, I'm sure if anybody's a fan, they've seen that little teaser trailer.
Been talking about it.
Listen, they've been talking about it for 30 years now. They've been talking about it since the 90s. The problem was that
Egon's fucking dead.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's pretty much done now. Like at least with those guys.
Those guys are in their late 60s.
If you were gonna do a 70s, if you were gonna do a sequel, it should have been done in the 90s. But Bill Murray did not want to do it. The real sequel to that to Ghostbusters 2 is the 2009 video game for PS3.
I played it.
I didn't play it in its entirety, but that is the true successor.
You know what? Funny story. That was my last rental at Blockbuster.
Get out of here, really? They still existed then, even in 2000. That was 10 years ago.
AutoZone now in Highland Boulevard.
Sure, I know exactly where it is. The one next to Party City.
So they were like going out of business.
Nunzio's is right there. Good pizza.
You know what? We had a little pizza in our
we have a group chat with our friends. We had a big Staten Island pizza debate earlier. Nunzio's didn't get mentioned actually. But Nunzio's really good.
You know what? They're very underrated fucking salad pies.
Very. I had them last year. Exactly a year ago.
We should implement the Retrocade pizza.
I think we're gonna. We're gonna do a Retrocade Staten Island pizza battle. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, we buy like a pie from all the
pie from each
greats.
place. Yeah, all the greats.
We'll do like 5 pies. We'll be reasonable.
We'll do our top 5.
Plus, there's only so many pizza we could fucking eat.
I know, right? How many? Because even 5 pies, you can have a slice from each.
Like, I'm gonna fucking. We're not.
No, explosive diarrhea. But like Danino's.
Lee's, Joe and Pat's.
But Joe and Pat's and Lee's, I feel like are so similar. You said Serto's before. And
Lee's is Ciro's and Joe and Pat's.
Ciro's, yeah.
Lee's is his own distinct style. Believe me.
But they're very similar. The pepperonis are identical.
They probably get from the same fucking
vendor.
Guy.
Yeah, it's the little pepperonis at cup, which are much better than Danino's pepperonis, I will admit.
No, I like the cup pepperonis.
Those are the best. They cup up and they got a little oil in them.
Sausage at Lee's is the best sausage. It has this natural.
Yeah. I don't know who's cutting that sausage. They cut that they cut that bacon back in the back room. But yeah, and then a few others. We could do. But we'll talk about that another time. And I think Nunzio's would be in the running. I think I had a pie last year from Nunzio's.
Jimmy Max, I think. I
had Jimmy Max earlier in the week. I had a slice of it.
They're a good account of mine for my job. In the beer
in fact, my on Martin Luther King Day, my girlfriend's family. They
We're
had
celebrating the Good Doctor.
We were celebrating the Good Doctor,
and Italian pizza.
and they ordered like a bunch of food from
Have you
Jimmy
ever been
Mac's.
to Sylvia's in Harlem? I hear about it. It's like this epic fried chicken home.
No,
food place.
in fact, you know what? I talked about it when I went to the Apollo the last time I was there, and it got mentioned.
I've never been to the Apollo. I had one or two occasions I could have went, and for whatever reason, it didn't happen.
We went. It was like a comedy.
It's a very iconic.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got to do it. It was great. We're at the Raptors. We're heckling.
What did you see though?
It was a combination
Anyone
of
good or no?
No one very notable. It was like a combination of comedians and like other acts, and but we had a good time. It wasn't like uber long where I was like getting bored or anything like that. So that was good. We're getting a little.
I was just smoking. I gotta see some more stand up. I've seen. Some
Yeah,
really good
well, I just like I said, Bill Burr is going to be in Atlantic City.
The best comedians I've seen. Well, the best comedian I ever saw who's dead. I saw Greg Giraldo.
Oh, that's
Big
awesome!
Rockers.
The fucking the roast master himself. That guy was a fucking smart
but
dude.
He died. He was like 35.
He dope, right? He OD'd.
He OD'd on painkillers.
Oxycontin.
Yeah,
one of those. Sure.
One of those.
He didn't. Yeah, that guy was fucking.
3 kids, 35.
That's crazy. He was that young. That's
35
insane.
years old.
That's insane.
And dude, his career was just on the fucking up.
Yeah, that's insane. Oh yeah, he was the fucking roast master.
Well, Jeff Ross is a roast master, but he was.
Yeah, but
when
Giraldo went up though, he had it. He was the one.
They're not the roasts weren't the same without him. The roast has been deteriorating.
Because he was the fucking wittiest. His shit was always bited the hardest. It was so on point.
Snap.
So witty. You know, he was a lawyer at one point. He was like a Harvard lawyer.
That's one of these comedians.
Smart dude.
Like Kennison was a reverend.
Yeah, I know.
Preacher.
Yeah, preacher before, right?
He's a lawyer. They had the gift of public speaking.
Right.
They had
that
dark,
gift of
sinister, like energy to them. We're like, no, I gotta do my way.
Exactly.
I want to go, and that way those guys all die in their 30s because you realize being a professional, famous comedian with the shortest lifespans of any fucking like genre, they die quicker than the fucking rock stars do.
Oh, for sure. I know it's a similar lifestyle. Sure.
You're living on the road, and you're putting yourself out there. But the rock stars, you're performing the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Comedians, you gotta be edgy, you gotta be witty, you gotta come up with your stuff.
Oh yeah, you gotta be fucking on point.
And look at Louis C.K., man. He's trying to get back, but
he's trying, but he's got some fucking hurdles to jump over. He's got to be.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
I think everyone makes a mistake. Everyone gets a second chance. If there's something else comes out, fucking burn him.
Yeah, he's done.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
Yeah, especially Louis C.K. But we keep getting sidetracked here. So it's a very short trailer for Ghostbusters. It's a little teaser. Essentially, they're like is Spooky Woods. They have the original Ghostbusters theme. Not the Ray Parker or Something Strange. They have the original score theme from Elmer Bernstein. With the theremin.
Yes.
And then there's the there's the Ecto-1 is like in a rusty barn, and it seems like someone's
got like a tarp on it.
Yeah, there's a tarp on it. It's been sitting, and somebody's like, it sounds like somebody's like with a ratchet trying to fix the proton pack.
But I like also when it says like
and then the proton.
Summer, and it goes.
Yeah.
It has the iconic like electronic like turning
the
on
fucking
the proton pack.
turning on the proton pack.
Yeah.
Right. So that was
Me and you
great.
Recognize that because we're like Ghostbuster fucking nerds.
Every little bit of it, of course. You saying the masses might not?
The masses.
If you're a Ghostbusters fan, you should understand what the fuck all those noises are.
I mean, I think of my friends and your friends.
But that's what they got to do. You got to first and foremost.
Groups of friends.
Sure, because again, Ghostbusters was at that point.
Oh, it was cool, but they never were like into.
Yes, but they didn't understand like what Ghostbusters was really. Also at the same time, and also at the same time in the 90s,
like
it was
Power Rangers.
Yeah, well, in the 90s, it was dated already. Like it was already done. It was done already. Like you said, Power Rangers.
Which is weird is we don't even have older brothers.
I know, right?
We're the oldest of our.
I don't know how.
How did we get into it?
I have pictures of me loving Ghostbusters with the proton pack at 2 years old. Like I don't have like my father had really no interest in that kind of stuff. He was more like Yankees and like cars, and that's it. He had no interest in like.
Yeah, my dad.
Right, and like
my dad wasn't a car guy, but
yeah, like your dad liked the Mets, and that was it. Right, like no, my dad is not at all a science fiction dude. So how did I get into Ghostbusters?
My dad's just similar, just your dad's like Italian version.
Yeah, your dad's the Irish version. Yeah, pretty much. Like especially like Northeast Staten Island.
And it's funny, your dad's a Yankee fan, my dad's a
Met fan.
It's like the perfect, just kind of
like yin and yang, like
exactly
up and down.
But no, they weren't like science fiction people. So it's just like, how did you kind of? How did we fall into it?
I have literal
my cousins weren't into it either. I just kind of
picture. I have pictures and video of me with a proton pack on, like as in '91. You know, how did I know to like Ghostbusters so young, and where did I catch it from? Did I see it on TV once?
At that age, you don't have influence. It just.
I guess I saw it on TV once, and it resonated with me.
I don't know where I discovered
my inner soul. Maybe in a past life, I was a fan.
Friends, like my neighbor's friends, weren't into it.
No, nobody was into it. My cousins weren't. My cousins were into Star Wars, but they didn't get me into that either.
That's how we became good friends. Because you're one of the first people I met that liked it. Also.
Yeah. See, our friend Steve Sperlin, who was on the very first episode, he liked it, but only because I got him into it. So we were in.
You kind of influenced him.
We were in preschool, and I kept saying Ghostbusters, 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 and he told his parents, Ghostbusters, find me Ghostbusters, and they showed him the TV show and got him some toys that were available at the time. So he was into it, but really only because I was into it. But the question is, how the fuck did I get into it at the ages? Because like you said, I don't have older brothers.
I met you
my cousins
on,
didn't like.
We were like 6.
Exactly. We were the second grade. So, but we were both already into it on our own. So that's an interesting thing. But long story short. It, hopefully promising of the Ghostbusters 2020, Ghostbusters 3, whatever they're going to call it, direct sequel.
People should learn a lesson. If it's not broke, don't fucking change it.
Yeah, don't alter it, especially if the original fans don't want it altered. Don't try to give them, don't try to force feed them.
Nothing wrong with female empowerment, but don't change the whole fucking genre of the show.
Just don't force feed them what they don't want, because they're just going to be a negative reaction. And that we've seen this a number of times now. With the reboots and whatever, so that's a little warning to the producers and the writers of Holly Hell. Okay, next thing, new Spider-Man trailer. What'd you think, Sean? Let's give this a quick one here.
I think it's okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's all you got.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan. It's all right. It's very Marvel.
Sure.
Kind of
I have it here.
PG universe of
2019.
Everything's cookie cuttered for the masses, in my opinion.
For sure.
Asian Frey.
What's her name?
Indian bully.
What's her name? Looks really good. Marissa Tomei.
Zanaya.
Is she a little too attractive to be on?
Oh, man, she's the hottest one in the movie. I know. She's in her 50s.
She's very distracting, actually.
Dude, she's super fucking hot. Like unreal how hot she is. Mm-hmm. She aged very, very well.
Oh, she looks great.
And she's single, living in a crappy apartment in Queens. Yeah. That's realistic.
Yeah. So I was saying to you before. So they go to Venice in this movie. It's still international.
Oh yeah, and all these like.
Well, that's the name of the movie, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Oh yeah,
so.
all these poor kids in Queens go to Venice easily.
Yeah,
on
I know,
trips,
right?
All the time.
I know, like they all live in like tenements in Queens.
And they're like, "Hey, you want to go to Venice?
Yeah.
Europe?"
Well, I guess the housing prices are going up. Maybe maybe their parents got turned a profit. I don't know. But so now, and you got Mace Windu in it. I feel like he's talking like Mace Windu in the trailer. I have it on right now.
I mean, Mysterio looks kind of cool. I think Sandman's the other guy. They didn't
Is that who it's going to be? Yeah.
Delve into that, but that's
they're not that, like I would love for them to do Kingpin. What about Did you see anything? Did you watch Spider-Man the Interverse?
I did not.
Maybe we'll go over that next time because I didn't see it either.
My friends, cousins, everyone said it was good.
Yeah, I hear good things.
But
does that have any tie-in with this realm at all? Not really, right?
No. There was talks that they were gonna do Tobey Maguire, James Garfield, and
this new kid
and Tom Holland.
Yeah,
they were gonna put them in the movie because they're like different.
Sure, yeah.
But like
Nothing.
Negotiations, money, and they were like which would have been. I thought it would have been cool, but
right.
They didn't do it. It's cool, but I think also again they're watering down the fundamentals of what Spider-Man was about.
Yes.
Like Dr. Octopus was like a woman.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I mean, look, you gotta stick with the fucking formula here. Again, stop changing shit to adapt to the current times. It's bothering me. You're gonna make Mickey Mouse fucking transgender.
These are in my opinion,
transgender Mickey. Now his name is
what would you name him?
He's but Mitt Mouse.
I would think that these are the production, like producers meddling, like the corporate entity getting in. We need this now. We need this now. We need this now, and then writers just appeasing. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to shove this in.
It's like the Simpsons or like the Itchy and Scratchy writers. I don't remember the quotes, but I do remember them like frantically looking for ideas.
Yeah. Or when they had the Russian Itchy and Scratchy, Worker and Parasite.
I don't remember.
You don't remember Russian Itchy and Scratchy, Worker, and Parasite?
I'm good in early Simpsons, but you're definitely better than me at Simpsons references.
Okay, so I'm sure it'll be pretty decent. It looks good. Yeah, it looks like Is that Sandman in the trailer? Yeah, right.
He kind of manipulate.
Yeah, becomes really big.
I remember him being in the water, but
yeah, I know. I don't remember Sandman. You'd think that would be his Achilles heel would be water. Spray him down, boys.
Well, that's how you make Mudman.
Yes. Okay, so it looks pretty promising. I'm sure
it's gonna be a cash cow.
Yeah, I'm sure the whole
Avengers Thanos. That's what I'm more interested in. Is Thanos' Endgame?
Mm-hmm.
But
Endgame's big. Are you looking forward more to Endgame than you are Episode 9 Star Wars?
No, Star Wars will always come.
Yeah. The problem is that what is there to look forward to in Episode 9?
Because this is what I'm looking forward to. Because there's a lot of.
I'm looking forward to this shit ending.
No, there's a lot of talk in the interwebs and the corners of the web that Thrawn could be the baddie.
Right.
And if that because an actual
But he wouldn't really be alive though. He's so right. Well, I guess he could be. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
First off, he's an alien.
Did he ever? Yeah, you could be 300 years old. But did he ever die in the?
He's never died in the fucking lore.
Never even see. The problem is, I know even the EU doesn't exist anymore.
But I'm reading the new. I've read all the Thrawn.
The newer ones, right?
The newer ones, which is considered canon.
Yeah.
Because Disney was smart. They're like, all right.
Yeah. No, of course.
We need
a character that they identify
that don't fucking suck.
Yeah, pretty much. And every one of the primary fans love Thrawn. There's not anybody that you never hear of a serious fan that says I don't like Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like everybody as because
he's the only alien Imperial officer. If you notice,
yes.
Only strict.
Yeah, then they talk about that in the book.
You'll see a million alien Jedis.
Mm-hmm.
The Imperials are kind of like the Nazis. They're all about homogeneity and just white. They're very linear. We do things our fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
And Thrawn, for them, was like groundbreaking. That is the only alien Imperial. To this day, you've never seen an alien Imperial officer besides.
No. Well, they mentioned that in the books too about.
No, because in the Imperial Academy, they was getting tortured.
Yeah, exactly. They mentioned that. Yeah.
Think about Thrawn is. He's always 3 steps ahead of everyone else.
Oh yeah, well that's it. He's like not to make a Star Trek reference, but he's almost like Khan, like
Spock.
Like Wrath of Khan. He was like this methodical, almost half alien or whatever, like humanoid. Not to say that Khan was a humanoid, but he was kind of like a eugenics experiment, like a genius human, like perfect human. So like Thrawn is kind of like that, like more intelligent than a human.
No, Thrawn, and that's why the Emperor took interest in him.
Yeah,
Vader fucking hates him.
Yeah, they were like same thing with like Prince Xizor. Those were always like Vader's like.
But Xizor's just running like cartels.
Well, he was he's
running criminal.
He was
Dark Sun.
I mean, he wasn't his power.
Dark Sun. There was a
Black
reference
Sun.
to the Dark Sun.
Black Sun.
There was a reference to Black Sun in Solo.
Yes, I know. They mention it. They mention that's all you need sometimes. They mentioned we should have got Bosk. Those little lines.
Like you were like, oh shit.
Yeah,
nice.
And that's all you really need for the the main fans to be satisfied. Make a fucking legitimate name drop.
There's a big. People are thinking. I think it's been announced at all. It's 2 years away, but there's a lot of rumors out there that Thrawn could be the new villain.
It's not 2 years away. It's this winter. It's a year away.
Well, nothing's confirmed.
No, I know. Nothing's confirmed. We haven't gotten a trailer. We haven't got a teaser. We don't have a name.
They're under such Disney secrecy that
which they should be. They'll probably release it for what's it called? A celebration. Yeah, it's in Chicago this year.
They'll release. Chicago's a fucking great town.
I know.
I love it.
No,
I'm
Chicago's
not a
nice.
West Coast guy, but I like Chicago.
Yeah, but you never even been to California.
I've been there briefly.
Yeah, I went there on a layover. I've been to Chicago on a layover.
Lake Tahoe, California.
Yeah, but that's not the coast. That's like it's like
California.
Fucking Vegas practically. But yeah, I've been to Chicago on a layover. So okay, so we're excited for that. Whatever the hell we just talked about.
So we'll cap it off.
No. Well, also Game of Thrones trailer for episode season 8.
Trailer though.
Crypts of Winterfell.
It's just it's not a trailer at all.
No, but it's a little teaser.
A hype video.
It's a hype video. They got the. Do you think that means anything? The Crypts of the statues of them. It's a statues of.
A lot of people are gonna fucking die. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty. Where everyone dies. That's it. That's how the show ends.
My question is he ever gonna write another fucking book?
He's taking his time. He's probably gonna die before it happens. But that's why he told Benioff and Weiss, the guys that are the showrunners of the show, he told them how it ends, just in case he does die.
That finale, or I heard this is the grapevine. I don't know if it's accurate or not.
Mm-hmm.
They said the finale is gonna be 2 hours long or something.
Of Game of Thrones? It should be.
And that's gonna be like the highest rated.
Oh yeah, that'd be bigger than the Sopranos.
Super Bowl, dude.
That'd be bigger than the Sopranos.
It's bigger than the Super Bowl. Everyone's gonna be like,
speaking.
Thrones!
Yeah. Shut up, everybody! Shut up! Like remember the Seinfeld ending? That was the biggest at that time. The Seinfeld.
I remember.
We were in the same place. I know.
I wasn't there.
You weren't at Petrini's that night?
I wasn't at a band.
You weren't at the band thing?
No,
what do you mean? You were in the band.
Yeah, but I didn't go to the thing.
You didn't go to any of those events?
I was at a Broadway play with my friend, my mom, and my mom's friend.
That night?
Yes. So I remember.
That's weird. I was there. We were in Kaplan's room. Somebody wheeled in a TV.
I was not there.
And they got a staticky version of Channel 4. And everybody, like, these high school kids were, shut up! And like, we're little kids. Oh, we had those shut up. And like, the high school kids were telling us to shut up. And then they had it on.
Yeah, I like videotaped it and watched it like
crazy.
the next day.
Yeah, I watched it live at Petrini's, our school at the time, because there was it was the night of one of the music recitals. So yeah, that'll be big. Speaking of Sopranos for a minute, they're doing the Sopranos sequel, and Gandolfini's son is gonna be Gandolfini.
He looks like a fucking ween. He can't be.
We'll just stick it up your ass. But so you're not excited? You're not really a Sopranos guy anyway. You weren't a real fan of the show.
Nah.
Doesn't appeal to me.
It was an Irish Sopranos. I'd be like.
But listen, you don't have to be Italian. I like Sopranos. Everybody likes Sopranos. It was a tremendous show.
I gotta watch it. I never seen it, to be honest.
Oh well, there's
I've seen like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. Well, I only watched the last 2 seasons live, and I only really recently went back and watched every single one of them.
Some of your friends are.
Well, yeah, no, a friend of Jeremy and a few others. They're all like big fans.
Obsessive almost.
I'm not obsessive. I just rewatched it, so I was like, and I had seen most of the episodes through osmosis anyway. My friend Fat Mike would have it on, and I'd watch that episode. So it was always an episode or two.
It's like
it was living that persona. Yeah, so the person who enjoyed that show.
But he would like watch the show and then be like, "Oh, I could do that."
That's me. I'm gonna crack your head open.
No, we don't need it. This crap.
Oh, wait, the fucking gabagool.
No, we don't go to Umberto's. We go here.
Yeah, forget about Umberto's. Their clams are lousy.
Mike, I never see clams. My father, he knows this clam.
Yeah,
place
he's the
on
fucking
Mulberry
clam
Street.
king.
Yeah, I've actually ate at Umberto's, and I had a great meal there actually. Which you would think it's just a tourist
Dude,
trap.
It's been in business for like
100 years,
fucking
yeah.
years.
I
You
know.
gotta do something right.
Yeah, I know. A couple feasts ago, I'd say the 2016 feast. Yeah, 2016. I went there and ate at Umberto's. I had the
The feast.
I had shrimp franchise, and it was fucking awesome.
I try to keep the tradition alive.
Yeah, I go every year. What happened? It's gonna be more
We
difficult.
went the last 2 years at least.
I've gone every year since 2010.
I remember going with large groups like 5 years
It's tough
ago.
to get large groups anymore. No, you do couples at the
We
best.
actually had a fun time right? Some of our boys at the
That was
at the-
coincidental, yeah.
Peculiar Pub.
Because the funny thing was that was nowhere
we
near
got
Little
lost.
Italy.
We
Well,
walked
we were boozing and we walked the wrong way somehow.
And then we ended up in the
And
village.
we ended up in the village.
We were trying to go to St. Mark's.
We were going to St. Mark's and we actually walked the wrong way. I don't know how. Well, I guess we were boozed.
We weren't wasted,
But we were like just boozed, not
we were
like
chatting.
we were just fucking shooting the shit. We're like, well, it was probably this way, right? And then we just like idiots, fucking.
We walked like
how do
5
you get,
blocks the wrong way.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, like how do you get lost in Manhattan? You know.
Fucking Peculiar Pub's little cellar bar.
Yeah, a little cellar bar in the village. Like where all the
run into a bunch of
college
our
bars are in
friends
NYU.
there, and
Yeah, we met up with
we ended up getting
friends.
super fucking.
In fact, Kid Amodio, he's been on Chris Amodio, who's been a fan. He was a guest on the show. So we met up with him and a few others, and we all and that was like the top off our feast that night. But I've gone every year since 2010. I'll continue to do it.
I had a bag in Sauce and Peppers this year though.
Oh, yeah,
we got
yeah,
it from some cart.
Yeah, we made the.
phenomenal.
Well, that's how you got to do. You got to look. You got to because there's so many of
Don't
them.
go the first cart.
No, you
There's like
pick and
12
choose.
cards.
Yeah, I did that with my dessert too. I did Village Maria this year. Not Village Maria. Yeah, Village
See,
Maria.
I bought like one mini one for like $2.
No, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I didn't do Village Maria. I did La Bella Ferrara for dessert. I got a little cheesecake and a little cannoli, and it was perfect. Hit the spot. And yeah, we picked and choose the sausage pepper. Like, it was like, all right, that one looks all right. That one looks like it's been sitting. That one's not that bad. And it's like, oh, this one looks nice and fresh. Let's do this guy. And we did it, and it all hit the spot. It was a perfect size. It was a perfect, they just cooked it. It was like, that all worked out really well. The year before that, in 2017, I actually did a sit-down meal. I've done a few sit-down meals throughout the
You gotta
past.
do that when you're.
We do
doing,
couples
like, a little
night.
Date.
Yeah, well, that's why
Yeah.
you did. It was a couples event.
Doing guys,
That was with Steve
street
and
food.
his girlfriend and me and mine, and we did a sit-down meal there at the, but they upcharge
Salt
you.
peppers though is I can't cook it myself. Like every time I try to cook it,
Just fry it up in a pan with peppers,
It'll never be as
and
good.
onions.
It'll never be as good as.
Oh, I've grilled them up nice though. I mean, listen, they do them
He
good.
thinks
there,
they're good. Not
Okay.
they don't
All
compare.
right, you got to sweeten a hot sausage from top
Mamiello's
tomato.
Kitchen out
Put a
of
little
business.
oil and you fry
Out
them
of
up.
business.
I'm
Oh, I'm Italian. I can cook.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
It's
Guys
just
got hot pockets.
this
and
kid
Burger
Sean
King in
can't
his
even
fridge.
cook a freaking potato.
Hey, there's no Irish restaurants. They're called bars. You get
Yeah,
drunk
that's
and
what
eat
they're called.
potatoes.
Irish restaurants are called bars.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's true. Like, what's it called in Eltingville? What's the one in Eltingville? The bar?
Joyce's
Tavern. Yeah.
There's no restaurant fucking title.
Or I was gonna say Nuremberger, but that's German, Bavarian. But but to be fair, Joyce has got a good burger, and they got a good decent
never
crab
ate
pie.
there.
You've never ate there?
Even
after,
they don't
like, a
buy beer
wake?
from me. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sean only deals with whoever buys beer from him in his industry. So what else do we have? One more thing: the Darth Vader fan film. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you gotta
I
watch
didn't
it,
even
Sean.
know about it. To be honest.
Oh, you gotta hit it up. It's good, man. Yeah.
Take a look, but I can't comment on it if I haven't seen this.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe we'll wait. We'll hold it for the next time.
Sure
It's
thing.
gonna be a little dated by then, probably. But I guess that's it. Do we have anything else to comment on since we're not commenting
a
on
lot
the
of-
Darth Vader fan film?
You know what? January is a tough month for content, but I think we covered a lot of
Well,
bases here.
yeah, we covered it
we
because
went
there was
on
a lot
some
of
interesting tangents,
There was
which
a lot
I
of
enjoyed.
schlock accumulating though in like the culture. So anything like Bird Box and
All right,
shit.
so let's do our Super Bowl predictions then.
Super Bowl predictions. What do you think? It's gonna be.
You gotta go for the Rams. We all hate New England as New Yorkers.
But you got to go for the Rams. But are you betting on New England?
honestly, the Super Bowls they've been losing. The Rams got a younger team. But
Right.
Belichick's the emperor, of the coaching.
Yes, he
It's
is.
a toss-up. You gotta look at the spread. I'm
Listen,
rooting for the
I'm
I'm rooting
ro-
for my numbers.
I'm
I don't
rooting
even
for the
fuck-
Rams, but I'm probably gonna bet on the Patriots.
I'm rooting for whatever numbers I get.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the outcome of the game. I don't like the West Coast, and I don't like New England. So
And I like the West Coast, and I like the
I
East
like
Coast.
Boston.
I like you like Boston.
it's a good Irish town.
New England's the shit, actually.
But the Patriots, fuck them. I hate them.
Oh my God, our New England fans here are gonna. They're gonna
I like I like the
unsubscribe.
Celtics. They still only Boston team. I guess. The
Unsubscribe.
Red Sox don't bother me. I know you're Yankee fucking fans out here. I'm a Met fan, so I don't.
Quality Yankee fans.
But yeah, it'll be an interesting game.
It'll be a very interesting game, and that's.
We'll have some new content soon. We're gonna do a pizza.
Oh yeah,
Set on pizza
definitely do the
experience.
pizza thing. We also got to do the. We're planning on doing a. Tell them, Sean. What are we planning on doing?
There's a few things. One, I want to find a video store that's open. That's
Yes.
what I personally want to do. That's gonna be a day trip, and we have to drive 4 fucking hours in the middle of nowhere. But that's what I want to fucking do. I also want to take a Sears retrospect and do
Yes.
some filming in Sears.
Sears is surviving. Luckily.
We're about that endangered species that's gonna die.
Yes.
We want to have the people last footage of it.
Yes,
before
like
it
I
dies.
actually have some footage of the last Kmart I went to when I was in
Relics
California.
is what they're called.
Yes, retail relics. Is that what we're gonna go with?
We're gonna start our new segment, retail relics.
Retail relics. We
We'll have
actually,
some footage.
I've copyrighted that. So
That's pretty much all she wrote, but we will have some fresh content.
yeah,
We'll
we're
get some
coming up
videos.
soon. It's
on
gonna
the
be
interweb.
fantastic. All right, everyone. That's our January. I hope your January is splendorous as ours was. And that's it for us in 2019, episode 34. Phil and Sean out. Keep watching the stars.